In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a letter portrait using Adobe Photoshop. Now, a letter portrait is a fairly simple concept where we combine a portrait of a person with a letter. So as you can see on the screen, in our example, we've got the letter A there combined with a portrait of a girl. And it ends up with a fairly cool looking result once you are done. Okay, so let's get started on making this now over in Adobe Photoshop. So load Photoshop up, and I want you to open up a portrait of somebody. If you're in my class, I'll give you access to this image of the girl, but if you're watching on YouTube, then by all means just get onto Google Images and grab any old portrait. Most of them should work fine. Okay, once you found your portrait and brought it in, just rename layer 1 over here in your layers panel to girl. Okay, if you can't see this layers panel, remember you can go to your window menu and just load it up by selecting layers. Okay, now once we've got that layer renamed, we're going to make a second layer to work on. Okay, so go down to the bottom of the layers panel and hit the little plus sign inside of the square. It's just next to the trash can there. That will make another layer called layer 1. I want you to double click on it and call it background. And we are going to put a background color in on this layer. Okay, it's going to go straight over the top of the girl for the time being, but we're going to rearrange our layers a little bit later on. So what I'll get you to do is head down to the bottom of your toolbox where you've got these two different colors. Usually by default they're black and white. They're your foreground and background colors. If you click on that top little square, mine's currently black, I'm going to change it to pink. A nice bright pink color. It's going to contrast well with the girl's clothing. So I'm going to click OK on that. And to fill this layer in, there's a few ways you can do it, but a quick way is just to go to the Edit menu, Fill. Make sure the contents are the foreground color, which is that pink color we just selected, and click OK. And there's that pink background I'm talking about. It looks like it wipes out the girl, but remember we're working in layers here, so if we hide this background layer, we can still see the girl there. So don't stress, I'm going to come back and edit her in just a moment, but for now, let's just get this pink background in. Okay, now once we've got the pink background in, we're going to add a third layer. Okay, now the third layer we're going to put in there is just going to be at the letter A. So I'm going to double click on layer 1 and rename it to letter. And I'm going to grab my type tool, I believe it's called, horizontal type tool actually. So look down in your toolbox until you see the letter T and come and click somewhere on your page to do some writing. Okay, now before we start typing, I want you to change your font to Arial. And it needs to be Arial Black. Okay, so you have to put a little arrow next to the word Arial there and select Arial Black. It's a big thick font, Arial Black. Now the color of your font will need to be white. And the size is going to be absolutely enormous. It's going to be 1200 point in size. So I'm going to write 1200 in there and press enter. It's going to make it huge. And all I want you to do is write the letter A and just come in and drop it down anywhere on your page for now using your move tool. Alright, so we've got our three layers that we're going to be working with now. Now what I'm going to do is just do a quick rearrangement of these layers by grabbing the girl layer and dragging her up above the background layer like so. Okay, so we should have the letter on top, girl in the middle, background on the bottom. And what I'm going to get you to do using the move tool again is just grab your letter and I want you to position it in a similar kind of position to what I've got here. I'm going to cover most of the girl's face so we can't see her eye and mouth. I want to have a little bit of a shoulder hanging on it's the left side of the image here. I want to have some of a shoulder hanging outside of the letter A because that's going to come in handy very shortly. So if you can get your letter A positioned somewhere like me, happy days. That's how we want it looking for now. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to work with some layer masks to make the magic happen. Okay, so first up, select your letter layer. And what I want you to do is come over to your toolbox and go to the fourth tool down. It's probably set to the object selection tool by default, but I just want you to grab the magic wand tool. Looks like a little magic wand when you click on it. And then I want you to come over to the letter A and just click once on the letter A, and that is going to select the letter A. You can see a little bounding box flashing there around the letter A to show that you've selected it. And once you've selected it, I want you to go down to the girl layer now. Okay, we've still got that selection on our screen, but we've selected the girl layer. And from there, what I'm going to get you to do is I'm going to get you to click on the layer mask button down the bottom here. Okay, it's at the bottom of your layers panel. It's like a rectangle with a circle or a hole in the middle of it, and just click it once. Okay, and you can see what's happened there. It's made the girl image disappear, but don't stress, we'll get her back in just a moment. Okay, so looking good so far. This letter layer that's in our layers panel here is no longer needed, so you can delete that now. So just press the trash can, and voila, we've got our girl back on the scene here now. So this is looking good. You can see that she's wrapped herself nicely inside of the letter A, so it's looking almost complete with just a few final touches, and we'll be done. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, over on the girl layer here, you'll see the layer mask, which is the letter A there. I need you to click on that little thumbnail that has the black background and the white A inside of it. And you'll see a white box come up around it just to show that it's been selected. Once you've selected that letter A, the layer mask there, we're going to use our brush tool to make this girl's shoulder reappear. Okay, now the brush tool is hiding down halfway down your toolbox there. It looks like a paintbrush. And I need you to go down to the two little colors here in the bottom left of your toolbox and hit the small square. So you've got white on top and black in the background. Okay, that's really important here. When we start painting on the page in a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to paint some white onto the scene to reveal what's hiding behind this layer mask. So this girl is obviously hiding behind the layer mask here. Okay, so we're going to paint some white onto the screen to make her shoulder reappear. Okay, and the way we do that is with the brush tool, go and change the size up to somewhere around 80 pixels. And the hardness can be somewhere between 70 and 80 pixels as well. And I think we're ready to go. So you just need to start painting where you think her shoulder is. And don't worry if you make a bit of a mistake and you show a bit too much of the shoulder. I'm going to show you how to fix it in just a sec. So here we go. I'm going to start painting white onto the screen. And you can see the girl's shoulder reappearing. Okay, so you should end up with something similar to that. Now that looks a bit messy. Okay, I still want the straight line of the A running down the side of her body. So I'm going to zoom in here. Just hold Alt on your keyboard and scroll up on your mouse if you want to zoom in a bit. And what I'm going to do now is change my color of my brush to black. So if I just hit those curly little arrows in the bottom left there, it switches my foreground color to black. And when you paint with black, it actually removes any mistakes. So watch this. If I go and paint black onto this layer mask area, it gets rid of those areas that have been revealed that I don't really want showing in my image. And I want you to carefully go around that girl's shoulder, leave as much of it there as possible, but I do want you to just get rid of all that greeny coloured background for now. You can take off a little bit of a jumper or a cardigan, whatever she's wearing. Doesn't really matter. Probably look best if you do take a little bit off, that way we won't see the greeny coloured backdrop behind her. Okay, so it'll look something like that when you're done. If I zoom back out here, that looks a lot neater. Okay, so that's the kind of effect I was looking for. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a drop shadow effect behind the letter A, or behind the whole image actually there. Okay, and that's just going to add a bit more depth to the image. So with this layer still selected, I'm going to go down to the effects button here at the bottom. That's our layer styles. And we're going to click the last option in that drop down box that says drop shadow and just change the size here. So you've got size here. You can move it up and down and you can sort of see the effect in the background there of what it's doing. Just adding a little bit of a drop shadow behind our letter. So somewhere around 100 pixels is going to look good. Click OK. Alright, so that is our letter portrait effect all done, but there's a few more things we could do to make this look a bit better. At the moment the letter A is kind of pushed off to one side of the image, which I think looks a little bit funny. So I'm going to use my crop tool. That's the fifth tool down in your toolbox here, to try and make it look a little bit neater. So I'm going to grab the side here and just pull it in until I think that A is mostly centered in the page there. So I think that's roughly centered, and if you want you can move it around a bit till you're happy with it. I think somewhere probably around there is going to look good, and I'm going to press the tick at the top just to crop it down to size. So I think that looks a bit better now, centered inside of the image. Now the last thing I want to do is I want to show you how to put a gradient in the background. So at the moment we've got this bright pink background. Let's go and click on the background layer so we can change it. Now a gradient background is one where you have two or more colors fading into one another. So it kind of adds a bit more of an arty-farty effect. So I'll show you what it does. If you go down in your toolbox on the left here to the gradient tool, okay, it's this little rectangle that has like a dark color fading into a light color. What I'm going to get you to do is head up the top, and we're going to change the colors first of all. You've got all these presets here, I guess you'd call them. And I'm going to look in the pinks folder first of all. And if you want, you can choose one of these presets. I might go with the pink and purple preset for now. And if you want, you can just click and drag across your page, and you can see that we've got pink fading into purple. Okay, that doesn't look half bad like that, but we can make it look even better. Let's try a different kind of gradient. Okay, I'm going to press Ctrl Z to undo that. And I'm going to have a look at the radial gradients. So you've got these little 5 icons up the top here that show you different types of gradients. And I'm going to choose the second one that's a radial gradient. If I click and drag that one, see it comes out in a kind of circular shape. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to make it come out from just behind the A here. And I'm going to have pink in the middle, purple on the outside. One thing I'm not real happy with is how bright the colours are. They're a bit pastel-y and a bit dull for my liking. So what I can do is actually click on either this pink circle or this purple circle and change the colours. So I'm going to double click on the purple circle first of all and just change the colour so it's a really vibrant looking purple. Makes it a bit more fun. Click OK. Do the same for the pink. So a little circle at the end of that line there, double click on it. And let's get a really bright pink there that's going to look a bit better. Now they're very similar in colour. I might need to make this purple a little bit darker so we can see the difference between the two. And what you can do as well is, as I said before, pull that circle in and out for different kinds of effects. Okay, so I just want the glow behind the letter A there to be a nice pinky colour. The rest of the image is going to be purple. I reckon that looks pretty good. You can also use this little white diamond to slide the pink and the purple around if you want more pink or more purple somewhere. That's another way of adjusting the gradient. Alright, I think that looks pretty good if you ask me. So that's a pretty easy tutorial, I think, to create a letter portrait. What I'm going to get you to do now is take your own photo, and then you're going to make your own letter portrait using the first letter from your name and your own photo. So good luck with that, but that is all I'm going to show you for this letter portrait tutorial today.